Plaintiff Tanya Reyes says the defendant is her neighbor, and one day while she was having family over, the defendant's two pit bulls got loose. Tanya claims one of the defendant's dogs started attacking her mother's friend, and then they both turned on her small dog. Tanya tried to save her dog, but he ultimately died, so she's suing. Defendant Mario Ramirez claims he never knew Tanya or had any kind of issues with his dogs before this incident. Mario admits that his dogs got out of his yard because his fence was damaged, unbeknownst to him. But after the attack, animal control deemed his dogs not dangerous.
Start with you.
I am here because of my dog. He's a 6-year-old Shih Tzu. His name's Daddy, and he was attacked by his two pit bulls. Not only was he loved by our family, but he was actually loved by our entire neighborhood. And what I'm about to state is a horrifying, story, because it all started when my mother's friend had came over to visit us. My mother had actually went to the backyard. My dog is Shih Tzu, he's very overprotective by my mother, and he loves her and he loves all of our family. When she was trying to come into our backyard, we didn't notice that his two dogs had actually gotten loose. And he had actually stated they had gotten loose because they do seem to, sometimes when they're left alone, they sometimes attack within each other. And I'm guessing during the attack, they actually went through the gate. And what's the gate? It's like a chicken coop gate. And we're 2 blocks away from 3 charter schools, 1 Chicago public school. And if it wouldn't have been my dog, it could have been a child. And initially the pit bull started attacking my mother's friend. She had actually ran away from the scene, and they attacked my dog.
Go ahead.
One had him by the neck, the other one had him by the leg. My neighbors had thought, all of my neighbors, they came out with, yes, they were trying to get the dogs away from my dog. But I mean, it was no use because they were very aggressive, and I tried my best. My sister had a nervous attack, like a horrible anxiety attack, and we were just screaming and yelling, and everybody thought he was dead, but I picked him up. I had blood all over my shirt, and I went to the nearest hospital, and I had to go to 3 different hospitals for him to...
Why?
Yeah. Because the first hospital, they didn't have an actual doctor on site.
Went to a pet hospital?
Yeah, it was like
hospital?
a regular pet, dog clinic. And then they referred me to a hospital in Berwyn. They wouldn't take him there because they had to stabilize him there. And then I had to go all the way down to Cicero. And I was just walking around Chicago looking like a crazy person with half that dog in my arms.
So what were the communications with him like after that?
Well, at the time of the event, I rushed to the hospital. Chicago police came and they actually ticketed him for not restraining his dogs. I mean, he did apologize at the time of the event. I was actually gone. I mean, apologizing isn't going to bring my dog back, and I tried my best to keep him alive because as an owner, that's what an owner should do, And if he would have been alive, I don't even think I would have been here. I would have been at home with my dog. I just would have been happy,
Sir?
Your Honor, I've been living at my current address for the past 35 years. I'm a pit bull advocate. I never had an incident with my dogs. I never seen her before that day, that incident. I let my dogs out in my backyard at 12 noon. At about 12:20, another neighbor was ringing my doorbell telling me that the dogs were fighting in the backyard. So I run to the backyard. My dogs are sitting in my backyard. So I'm wondering what's going on. What are they talking about? And then I seen somebody kicked in my gate. I have a picture of that. And then attacked their dogs.
Let's see it, please.
And then animal control, the police came. They gave me a couple of tickets for my dog being unrestrained. And I told them, look at my gate. Somebody kicked in my gate. It's not pushed out, it's kicked in. Her dog was always unrestrained. The neighborhood don't love her dog. That dog was always running around every day.
So your dog left the property?
Yes, they did. That's why I got a fine for $300.
Correct.
But I wouldn't have gotten that if somebody didn't kick in my gate. She didn't get a ticket for her dog being unrestrained.
Pit bulls, you study them, you know them.
I know them very well.
Yeah, and they're considered inherently vicious and dangerous dogs.
My dogs were determined not vicious or dangerous by animal control.
They're pit bulls that deviated. They're a mutation? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Because we're talking about from the way they're bred and the way their genetic makeup has been determined to be dangerous and assumed dangerous. And as a result, having pit bulls, you have the responsibility of taking extra precautions. Not sure what extra precaution would have meant because I don't know what it takes for pit bulls, but by your own admission, you know them very well. So if you know them that well, you should have known enough that you should have some other precaution than the regular precaution. That's all I see here. Put a lock on the fence with a chain. Judgment for the plaintiff. He failed to restrain his dogs properly and as a result was ticketed, and as a result your dog, God bless you and your family, was lost. Good luck.
Yeah, I come in here because I think pit bulls are very dangerous. And one thing I want is he puts a big fence because, you know, every time I go through throwing my garbage in the backyard, I feel so scary.
animal control told me I could have as many pit bulls as I want.
I would never want his pit bulls, to be harmed. So I feel like if he wants to keep his pit bulls safe and other dogs safe, he should, And honestly, the city had actually informed me that I can do a dangerous dog investigation against his dogs, but it hurt me so much losing my dog. I would never harm another animal or would have another animal taken away from its owner.